Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever actual episode of the Local to Global 0000 Challenge, the Tasmania Challenge, as I've called it, as Tassie Action Zone, a deathmatch fed trying to make ourselves into the unknown. And we have our first episode, which is going to be the first ever Uncensored, as you could see. Uncensored, I don't remember if I said this last time, is going to be like our kind of B show monthly event, kind of a show to set up the main pay-per-view shows that we have. I want to thank a lot of the people in the comments, as well as some people over on Discord for giving me a bunch of these names. A good friend of mine, now I can't remember I only know him as Jason, but I don't remember his YouTube name. He'll comment in the video for sure. He's been around a couple times, but as well as Ben and Jerome of the Big Three fame. If you've been on the 64 lore while I've been gone, a lot of good names. I'm always up for names. I'm not gonna maybe use some of these all the time. But, we have, of course, Death's Beginning. I believe it was misspelled in the beginning of the episode, so, thanks for no one bringing that up and making me look like an idiot. Some other ones we got, It's Hot in Hell, Metal Slug. That's a Jason one. He's a big anime nerd, and he knows I love Metal Slug, so, shout out to Metal Slug. I went with The Devil Went to Tasmania instead of the Anzac Day Disaster. That one just kind of felt like... I kept Boxing Day Bloodfest, but I was like, eh. Of course, International Incident is still there. The Dingo Dilemma, as well as some, fun. Entered the Terrordrome, still around. Crocodile Tears, Soaked in Bleach. I believe that was a Ben one. That one's fucking awesome. We have the Hateful Eight Grand Prix Finals. What is the Hateful Eight? I haven't worked it out all yet, but it's basically if you had the Tournament of Death and the G1 had a baby and everyone was Nick Gage. Heaven Burns Red, I believe this is another Jason one, an anime thing, but it sounded cool as fuck, so I'm like, hell yeah. And then, of course, Boxing Day Bloodfest. And then I'm pretty sure we'll have our anniversary show. I always like if I'm playing a Local to Global, my WrestleMania is usually my anniversary show. Even though, we have July's big show, and basically in Seaverse lore, if you weren't aware of this, is basically WrestleMania week is July instead of the first week of April. And July, I guess WrestleMania month in this universe, but all the big companies have all their big shows in July. So of course we have one of our big shows, but our main big show will be at the end of the year as a nice way to wrap up like the season or whatever you want to call it. Steal another thing from Curb Stomp City while I'm at it, and all the other TEW guys that have came before and after me. But I've talked long enough. I'm going to make logos for all these, by the way. This is just the first one because it was easy to do. Let's get to the first Uncensored, and let's see how the backstage is and how awful it will fucking be, as I assume. Select the venue is going to be in Hobart. Select this location. I forget how many. We have a booking team. And we have 110 creative energy. I think I'm going to spend some of it. Do I want to angle or finish? I'm going to go with the finish. See if I can get a good finish. A surefire hit. Absolutely. We'll use that. Oh, and it has to involve when Jester is the victor. That is spoilers ahead, but that's convenient. For sure. I'm not sure if we'll use it or not, but we will see for sure. And locker room incidents. I assume there's that. Fast Eddie and the Void bonded backstage, having discovered a shared love of photography. They looked at pornography backstage, and they both liked it, so that's good. Holy shit, what the fuck is this? This is not... Well, so I found an error in the skin, for sure. Abador caused heat backstage when he pulled a mean spear down a rib and led to a fight breaking out. I'm going to go with the stern warning, positive. Abador is pleased. And then we got another fight. Mosher almost got in a fight with Wrecker. Another stern warning. And yeah, that's about it. So not as horrible as I thought it would be. I gotta fix that screen. I'm glad that showed up on the save set. That scared the shit. I was like, what the fuck? So we'll fix that hopefully. And yeah, we will see. I will now go to show you the actual event. Alright, we have the opening of the show in which Joel Danzig and Don Smallhorn open the show to the few 14 fans in attendance. They welcome us to the first Uncensored, the first live event in company history, most importantly, the first motherfucking Taz show, and they promise you blood, mayhem, and wrestling the world has never seen before. Then after this, we hear the opening riffs of AC/DC, Have a Drink on Me. They play through the little shitty speaker we got. And if you're Australian, if you watch Deathmatch Wrestling, you know that means one thing, and that's Menace to Sobriety's coming out. And he comes out, he just does the Sandman entrance, just with, a different song. He's got his beer, he's drinking, he's got his weapons ready, and he's ready for a fight. A nice little opening angle. Now, I didn't expect too much from it. He got an adequate rating. He gives a... Oh, let me tell you something, buddy. No one's going to give a shit about psychology in this fed. I'll tell you that. Then we have the actual match, in which about the head, terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. What can you do? Menace to Sobriety defeated Switchblade in 6:16 with a hangman's neckbreaker. And this is the very first match of the show. We have, it's fun for what it is. 14 people showed up. They get what they expect. They get a bunch of weapons. They get a bunch of mayhem. What can you do? But this is the first of the inaugural tournament to crown our first championship. There's really only, 4 people in it, Switchblade and Menace being one of them. But Menace goes on. He's going to be in the finals. He's going to be the first one. Our main event, which I can say is going to be Jester and Ollie Graves. That should be fun match for everyone to see. Whoever, goes on from there gets to, possibly go for the titles. Menace getting a 7. He's like 42. He's in pretty rough shape. You put him in like a hardcore match, it's what you get. Switchblade got a decent rating of 13. A lot of these guys also have like no pop in Tasmania. I don't think anyone really does, except maybe the Raw guys, but we're not hiring them. He got a very good on his Thug for Hire, Switchblade, he'll probably be used in and out. Not the youngest guy, but, he's certainly something. Then we have a video uploaded to the company's social media. So how this works is some of these angles, they're going to be basically from the context of kind of like you went to the show and then you watched like the company's YouTube or Cverse equivalent, and then these videos were posted to hype up the angles. So obviously I go into now in a video uploaded to the company's social media post-show. You'll see that a lot. The man, stands in a darkened wilderness of Tasmania late at night, seemingly stalking the camera as he talks in a slow tone. And he goes, Tassie Action Zone. You may not know me, but can anyone really know yourself? Not that you care. You just want to see blood of the sinful being spilt, don't you? Well, I hate to tell you, but it won't be mine. In fact, me, myself, and I, we want to have a fight. And I have this target in my mind for a while. Now, some of you folks might just know him. Simon McBain, at death's beginning, I'll make you look into the void. So, Void and Simon McBain, two kind of similar looking dudes. Like, Simon McBain kind of looks like the Void if he had a little less donuts but a little less face paint. He got a great gimmick. Let's see if he got no bonuses or that, but that's always nice to see. Then we have a pretty standard match between Wrecker and John Temperance, two of the younger guys, when Wrecker defeats John Temperance with a mighty bulldog. This is basically just to kind of, just to kind of guys to give, we needed some time, so we give these guys a match. They did way better than both of the mainstream guys since they're a little younger, but, hey, Taz is going to Taz. Wrecker getting the win with the mighty bulldog, of course, and John Temperance being... they both got good gimmicks, so we're having some good gimmick ratings. Had a badass gimmick on both of them, old school enforcer and just a regular badass gimmick. I didn't really mess around with most of the gimmicks. They're mostly fine. But, what can you do? Pretty not much to say about this match. Then we have another match kind of right after it. I don't like doing that, but, we can't have too many angles. We had a triple threat between DeMarcus Lee, Mosher, and Toby Tuff. DeMarcus getting a roll-up on Mosher. DeMarcus kind of being his kind of character, as you could tell, he's just kind of a smug dickhead, and winning with a roll up in this crowd is never a good way to get yourself two over. Masha getting the best performance of him. Too bad he was an asshole backstage and had to get in a fight. That's why you lose, dick. But Masha has debuted his metalhead gimmick, got it great. Toby Tough had his young and dumb gimmick, got average. And then DeMarcus has his hardcore lackey, which got a poor, which is unfortunate. But, he does have a good rating on it, so he might be a little upset, but could be penalized for using cartoony gimmick. Little charisma to manage it. So pretty good. Toby Tough might be one of our future guys, with some ratings like that. I don't know what he's going to do with psychology, but, hey, it'll give him some stuff to do, I guess, on the downside. Then we have a long promo. We have two sets of promos here. I kind of put them into one. In our first video, Abador stands with his manager, Dutch DeRue. We have him because Abador can't talk for shit, who does most of the talking, and he says, Bass Smith, if that is your legal name, we have been told by Taz management that you have indeed signed the contract for our match challenge at Death's Beginning. And I could give you a speech about how U-Lock came down here, stuck us all in this hellhole, and left back for your shitty island. Bass Smith is British, in case you were unaware. Well, we are mostly Australians. But you all and these dipshit fans need to do is look at you and look at this specimen of a man and realize you're going to experience the most gruesome death imaginable in a Tassie Rules match. Basically, every match is kind of Tassie Rules match, not gonna lie. It's mostly just, a death match, but it has to end in the ring. So basically, an anti-hardcore, false count anywhere match. Don't question it. It's fine. And then in the second kind of video, Asylum, from a kind of grungy warehouse, cuts a short and sweet promo. He says, Taz, it's my new home, and I'll keep it short and sweet. I live deathmatch, and I die for deathmatch wrestling. You want a shot at killing me, though? That's beginning. Barbed wire chair match. First come, first serve. Don't be a pussy. And, he makes the challenge. So we have an open challenge, as well as basically two matches set up for Death's Beginning. These two going at it, and Asylum having an open challenge. We'll recap the gimmicks. That's completely fine. He is never getting a microphone as long as I live. Gives up Menace to Menace is interesting. I don't know his Menace. I don't think it's that great. But the charisma will be sad. But, we're not expecting greatness here. Dutch DeRue has good to bonus for microphone. That's really good. He will be needing that. He is just a random manager I got on the show. Nothing too expected from him. I'm not, expecting great things from Dutch. But, he can be, as fine as can be. And then I think that's it. I think we have our main event here. Yes, we do. And in our main event, we have Jester taking on Ollie Graves. And it's Jester who wins, and he hits the punchline. I'm not sure what the punchline is. It tells you what, each move is now. But, we'll have to see. But Jester, he's having a good time. And the ending of this match, I envisioned it as something along the lines of there is a flaming table, and if he's possible to do the punchline through it, but basically the flaming table is, Ollie Graves is going through it. That's the main thing is, he pushes him right through it, boom, and that's the win, and he advances, so it's going to be official who our two guys are going to be. But before we get to that, let's recap the gimmick changes. I know you're probably, this is great. Jester's probably going to be one of our big guys, so he got a great gimmick. He gets a small boost to charisma, star quality. That's going to be great. I think he can talk. I didn't have him really cut a promo on this show, but, that's completely fine. And Ollie Graves also, he has the wild man of wrestling. He needs to put out that cigarette. But he gets a charisma to Angle, so that's absolutely fine. Then we have the last rating on the show. I think this is no, I don't think it's our best angle, but as Jester is proclaimed the winner standing over Ollie Graves' corpse, we put him out, we're not going to just leave him there. His theme song, of course, is a metal version of... actually, no, I changed this. Originally, it was going to be Enter the Gladiators, which is the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that thing. But I changed it to kind of be the... If you know the John Carpenter's Halloween theme, a kind of metal riff on that. There's all kinds of them on YouTube. You can figure it out. Have a Drink on Me gets come on as Menace comes down. He's still healing from his injuries on his match, and the two go face-to-face. Jester is, well, I mean, he's just being Jester. He's doing kind of like a weird clown gimmick, and Menace is just grinning, like, who the fuck is this guy? And the announcer is Joel Zandig. I keep calling him Zandig, even though I call him Danzig, which is the joke, but, you get the point. It says Deathmatch. It's official. Menace to Sobriety versus Jester, all for the right to be the first ever Taz champion. It's going to be huge. So, that is going to be how we end our first show. And we got a 13 rating. We popped one pop, which is great. Anytime we can just get any pop is great. We're basically focusing on pop for like the first 2 years. Once we hit the 3rd year threshold, then we could start worrying about money. I don't even know we can really beat this challenge, to be honest with you. But, hey, got to do what you got to do. But yeah, we have pop in one region. It was overall a nice show. I think I'm going to tell Jester he did great, and then I can't remember who did the best. I want to say it was, I don't want to give Mosher a hug because he got into a fight and he was an asshole. I'm going to go with, I think it was John Temperance. Oh, no, Toby Tuff was good. I want to give Toby Tuff as a good example, and I'll compliment Jester on a good performance there. Financial report, we lost $2,000. A lot of people I probably didn't really need to use on the show, but you know what? Fuck it. We ball. Popular recap. We haven't gotten a point yet. Hopefully soon. And that is our show. All right. Nothing really else happened in there. I was just waiting to see if we had any moments going on there, but yeah, that was our first episode. Pretty happy with it overall. Nothing really horrible happened. There's always, in 6 days, we'll have Taz's Death's beginning. Something bad can always happen there instead. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it off here. Going to edit this and upload this, and I think the Death's beginning shouldn't be too far away. So I just wanted to thank everybody for watching this episode. Keep it going. Like, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. And we will have a nice rest of the day, and hopefully we will have a nice actual event that will crown our first title. But we have a couple matches, but the main one is going to be this: Menace to Sobriety versus the Jester. Who can become the first ever Taz champion? Will it be Menace, who, while not great, is a supreme deathmatch legend, who maybe, it'd be nice to get the belt on him? Or will it be Jester, who has a good performance, as well as being slightly younger, but, is a little crazy? And, this is going to be a death match, so, there will be spots. I will have more spots available for this match than the other ones. So, but like I said, anyway, I know I suck at ending things. Have a great rest of the day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for Death's beginning.